Say hello and good morning to the Land Rover Defender V8. Nice rumble and cold start. I just flew back in from California last night, running on like 5 hours of sleep. I am exhausted. Just had an eye appointment, and because I'm so tired, obviously the first step is going to be Starbucks. I spent some time with a Defender 110 with the inline 6 earlier this year, but I really wanted to live with the V8 because who doesn't love a supercharged V8? So excited to have this one this week. This one also has some updates. Look at the new screen. Good morning. It is very, very early, 5:30 a.m. Heading off to the airport. A flight to catch. That Defender puddle lamp is really cool. Let's see if this supercharged V8 Defender can be subtle in the morning. Cold start. It's not too obnoxious, a relatively subdued rumble on cold start. One of the first things you'll notice is the updated infotainment screen, which is much larger than before. We've got wireless CarPlay, Android Auto, CarPlay booted up immediately. One thing that does stay the same is this panel, this control panel here of buttons and dials, actual physical buttons for all sorts of things, including climate and vehicle settings. I'm gonna turn on my heated seats because it's 48 degrees out. We also have a heated steering wheel. Let's go ahead and toggle into dynamic. Little graphic. Oh, the speedometer tachometer change. Got some roundabouts to go through. I'm sure the air suspension will firm up a bit. Oh, here's my duffel bag in the back. Oh, the heads-up display also brings like a little RPM gauge. Decent downshifts. Oh, a couple exhaust burbles. There is quite a lot of suspension and body motion. But that adds to the fun. I think that adds to the fun character. Wow, these heated seats are very hot. Like, my butt is on fire. Okay, I'm gonna turn that down a little bit. Level 1. Wow, that's a good thing, right? Imagine in the winter, you can have nice toasty buns. The ride quality is definitely noticeably firmer in dynamic mode compared to comfort. That's the air suspension. I am gonna go ahead and toggle back into comfort again. Press that, left dial turns into the drive mode select. A lot of different drive modes, I'll go to those later on. Back to comfort. I'm gonna be on the freeway, cruising to the airport, and off we go. It is early, oh my gosh, it is before 6 a.m. I am never awake this early. Back from a quick trip, and into the Defender V8. I actually forgot my sunglasses on this trip, I left them here. This little storage area. This is an exposed magnesium bar that's satin black on the Defender V8, which is a really cool touch. And the last one I had, it was like the silver finish. You can also see how the steering wheel here is all finished in black suede, and we have these metal paddle shifters that are really, really nice. They feel quite nice on the steering wheel. So last time when I spent a week living with the Defender 110 with the turbocharged inline 6, I really liked it. But the entire time I thought was, but with a supercharged V8, this would be even better. I liked it so much that during that week, I started playing around with the configurator and building out various Defender 90 with the supercharged V8. Now there is an even higher tier top dog performance Defender now, the Octa, which has the twin turbo V8, and it's like 600 plus horsepower. That's a whole different ball game, and it is a lot more expensive. It's like over $150,000 starting, whereas this one's in the low $110,000, $120-ish thousand range. But so far, in the first couple days living with this thing, I'm like, yeah, I kind of want one. It's something about this checks a lot of boxes for a fun daily driver, and fun is a great aspect of the personality of the Defender that I want to highlight. Are there sharper, quicker, better handling performance SUVs in this price point? Yeah. The X5M competition is a beast, right? I mean, the Range Rover SVR, F-Pace SVR, definitely sportier in this family here. But, this thing is just fun. I think it's because it blends the off-road capability, but also kind of the more on-road performance. And with the more suspension travel, the taller feel and everything, it's just amusing to drive because it's not trying to be some sort of track monster SUV, which inherently an SUV is just not going to be as good as a sedan or a sports car, right? At turning corners, it's just not designed into. You have such a higher center of gravity. Whereas the Defender embraces it. You add the hilarity of the supercharged V8. It just got a fun personality. That's why I like this thing so much. And everything is so upright, vertical, tall, and it feels just so rugged and badass. Similar in feel to like a G-Wagon. Obviously that is a natural competitor to the Defender, and like the Jeep Wrangler comes to mind and the Bronco, but this is obviously much more premium and upscale in essentially every way. Those two I just mentioned, the Wrangler and the Bronco, are a lot of fun off-road, but on-road they're really compromised. Wind noise sucks, they don't steer that well, they don't drive that well. Well, the Defender has the fun parts of it, but because it's such a higher price point and just more premium engineering, it drives well, it rides well, it's quiet, you don't get excessive wind noise and road noise, so it's just the best of both worlds. It just happens to cost a lot more money. To dynamic we go. That is, nope, not eco, one more. There we go, dynamic. That's a new drive mode for the V8 Defender. See all the dials have the red accenting now. The paddle shifters, decent response. The 8-speed automatic transmission is not tuned to be like super snappy, so that's another big difference between some of the other performance SUVs. Still a little bit more on the lazy side. But we do have a sport mode for the drive selector. Oh, okay, that ups it. I get a little bit more punchy upshifts. Let's see, downshifts. Okay, that's way better. Okay, that's the difference. You gotta go into the sport drive mode. Getting a little bit more exhaust noise too. Oh, some pops and burbles, but it's nowhere near as raucous as the SVR models, right? F-Pace SVR, the Range Rover SVR, the Jag F-Type SVR, which has this supercharged V8. Roll the windows down a little bit. Oh. The supercharged V8 in this Defender V8 is just a great engine, right? It's been in so many of the top tier JLR models, and I'm actually a little sad that they've gone to the BMW sourced twin turbo V8. Now, some people may say, oh, it'll probably be more reliable, it makes more power now, but it loses out some of the charisma. One of the things I loved about the F-Type R and the SVR models was just the engine, the supercharged V8. When everybody else was typically a twin turbo V8, this is just more character. So I will mourn the departure of the supercharged V8 in the Defender. What this is not good at is fuel economy. I mean, big, thirsty, supercharged V8, it's heavy, it's got the aerodynamic properties of a brick, so I've gone through half a tank of gas already, averaging 16 mpg, which includes a couple stints on the freeway. So yeah, it will be thirsty. I will be going to the gas station probably very, very soon. Long day of traveling. We'll be back home for the night. I gotta go eat dinner, do a bunch of editing and work, so we'll pick this back up tomorrow, taking out the Defender. Yeah, it's better with the V8. The inline-6 is so perfectly adequate. It does everything. It's got torque, it's smooth, it's so good, like it's plenty quick enough, but you know, if there's a V8 available, there's a supercharged V8, you gotta get it. It needs an exhaust though. I would definitely put an exhaust on this. I like how it says good afternoon or good morning depending on what time of the day it is. Panoramic sunroof is automatically opening. And you can see the Alpine windows back there too. Quick look at the window sticker. So this one is optioned to $116,680. Starting price is $111,300 for a Defender V8 110, Carpathian gray, and the interior color is just ebony, 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 all black everything. That 5-liter supercharged V8, the 22-inch wheels with the spare tire out back. A lot of stuff is standard. We have the larger 11.4-inch infotainment screen back here. In terms of options, there really aren't that many. We have the gloss black wheels, which may just be a finish, $200. The extended black exterior pack is $1,300. Premium interior and storage pack, couple other things. So yeah, it's pretty much just very well optioned from the factory. Workout done. Check out this Wrangler in the parking lot. It's kind of funny how they're similar in certain ways, like the boxy design, the full-size spare in the back, but then also very, very different, obviously. Land Rover also costs probably 2 to 3 times as much depending on your Wrangler. I am quite impressed with how multifunction this panel is with these dials and buttons. So the default is the temperature. So you see it rotates with the display in the middle to change your temperature. If you press it once, it goes to your heated and cooled seats. Rotating left is your cooled seats. Turn it down, and then to the right is your heated seats. And then if you press this button here, this right one now goes to your fan speed. So it changes there. Press it, goes back to the temperature. Now this one is for your drive modes. Now this left dial is your different drive programs, right? So mud ruts, sand, rock crawl, wade, configurable, and then on the way left we've got comfort, eco, and dynamic, which is unique to the V8 model. So that is all just through a couple buttons and 2 rotating dials. Big fan of this. Let's take an exterior tour of the Defender V8. So the new Defender comes in 3 different sizes. This one is the 110, we also have the 90 and the 130. I personally love the 90. Something about it being the 2-door, kind of shorter but still tall and off-road focused seems like a lot of fun. The 130 is the extra long one if you really need that 3rd row space, but the 110 here is the more conventional proportions. It's the one that most people will end up getting. As a V8 model, you can tell by the quad exhaust tips back here, and this one also has the extended black package. So like everything has been blacked out from the trim to the Defender logo right there. We have a full-size 22-inch gloss black wheel on the back, full-size spare wheel and tire. The last one I drove had a cover on it. This one just has it exposed, and it's pretty cool seeing Defender lettering stamped there on one of these spokes. One thing that doesn't get blacked out is the logo. It's still the dark green Land Rover logo. Oh, and I guess the exhaust tips. They have not been blacked out. The rear 3/4 angle is one of my favorites of the new Defender. It looks so cool. I love the kind of rounded off squared taillights here too. This one is on the 22-inch gloss black wheels for the Defender V8. Obviously, adjustable height air suspension is in the middle setting right now. And you'll notice a subtle gloss black V8 badge there on the side. On the first models of the V8, you could get like this blue accenting on the brake calipers and a couple other accents, but now it's all just black on this one. Finished in Carpathian gray with the blacked out lettering, trim, everything. It just looks really mean and aggressive. You have those half-circle DRL headlights up front. A lot of different grille patterns and openings, like on the hood here. This is just plastic. I kind of wish it was metal because it make it feel a little more premium, but it's still pretty cool. The different textures, same thing with this, just plastic, and just adds the overall kind of off-road rugged ethos. It looks mean, aggressive, angry. Personally, I am a big fan of the styling of the new Defender. Something I do find amusing is this thing looks so badass, all blacked out, all tough, big rumbly supercharged V8, but this is the sound it makes when you lock it. It just sounds so like weak and feeble, like meh. Late night run to the airport to pick up my younger brother who is flying in from New York. So we'll take the Defender. Suitcase in. There we go.
Hopefully your suitcase doesn't have any broken in it. Bro.
Time to start the morning with a workout. We're actually taking a brother's trip to the cider mill today because my younger brother's in town and the Defender is low on gas for the drive out. Yeah, the V8's definitely thirsty. If you want a more fuel-efficient Defender, the mild hybrid inline 6, there's even a 4-cylinder one. There's diesel ones, but we don't get those in America. It's really nice having the digital rearview mirror on the Defender because you have, with the headrest up and then that spare tire out back, the rear windshield visibility is not phenomenal, so it really helps on a vehicle like this. You can still flick it back to just conventional mirror, but digital rearview mirrors are awesome. 20 gallons of 93 later, 359 miles empty. Woo! Ooh, we got a couple pops and burbles. So sport will hold gears pretty long. You have to put it in dynamic. There's no like separate exhaust mode button, which more illustrates is not like a super sporty model per se, right? You have to just use the built-in dynamic mode. You don't have active exhaust in that way. But so I got some signature Jag Land Rover 5-liter Supercharged V8 burbles. Imagine this thing with an exhaust. It would sound like an SVR model, right? Like an F-type SVR. For me, there's something about when larger, heavier SUVs with higher center of gravity are fast. Because like, you get more of the drama when you're accelerating and doing things, and it just adds to the experience. When something's really firm, planted, low center of gravity, it can be fun, but you kind of gotta be going like 8 to 9 to 10 tenths to be like, all right, this is exhilarating. But in something like this, you're like, it shouldn't be doing the things that it's doing, right? It should be planting the rear end and just putting the power as you look at the horizon and it takes off. It adds to the drama factor. All right, time to cram 4 adults into the Defender, taking a trip to the apple orchard, although we can debate if my brothers count as adults. This is actually an idea from my brother, but we're gonna try out the refrigerator, so we're gonna go ahead and turn that on. We have a cup of ice from Starbucks, and it goes. Let's see how cold this keeps it and stays. Maybe the quote of today from my brilliant younger brother is, "Those look like little rabbit turds, the ice. Something's wrong with you." Wow, it is busy. Welcome to Blake's apple cider orchard thingy. Alrighty, we have arrived. Let's check on the status of our ice. Still nice and frozen. It's cold. See, Oliver, feel that.
The rabbit turd's a little smaller, I think.
You're such an idiot. All right, but obviously we're leaving, and when you turn the car off, it will no longer be cooling. So let's see how well insulated it is.
Can you explain that one? Why is it no longer cooling when the car turns off?
How does heat work?
All right, you know what? All right, the car is very warm. Oh, look at that! It's still mostly ice. It's melting, obviously.
It's like a rabbit turd smoothie.
What is wrong with you? This was Cider Festival, and he's had too many ciders. He's a lightweight. Super quick interior tour. I really like the exposed bolt heads on the inside. Makes it feel all rugged, right? And like I mentioned, everything on this one is just fully blacked out, from the leather seats to even that magnesium support bar. See, that's metal, and that is all satin black with a Defender lettering stamped in, which makes this really cool like storage shelf here, including a USB-C charging port there. The larger screen that I mentioned, there's actually a pass-through behind, so you can put stuff back there too. But this little storage tray with that actual structural beam goes across the entire center. More little grab handles. It just feels all very off-roady feeling, right? So Oliver, if you get scared, you can hold on to that like a roller coaster. What the heck was that noise? Welcome to weird Michigan weather. Sunny rain. Fantastic. You know, that's not bad. There's still some ice in here. It's been sitting in the center console with the vehicle on and off for like 7 hours. Obviously, it's not still frozen. Yeah, I'm sure you totally came to this video to see if the refrigerator in the center console with Defender V8 is sufficient. But, you know, that's some scientific consumer testing right here. So there's my week living with the Defender V8. Make sure you check out the other vlog, living with the inline 6 powered one. That was also a 110. I definitely look forward to trying out the top tier Octa, the new one. And I want to drive a Defender 90, because that one has like, that one would probably be the way I would order one brand new. But regardless, that's the end of this vlog. Thanks for watching.